All right, let's get right into it. Choosing a software vendor is one of the biggest, most high-stakes decisions any company can make. But you know what? It's also one of the riskiest. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a hidden danger that can turn what you think is a strategic partnership into a strategic prison.
Now, real quick, before we dive deep, just a heads up. This is the first of a 10-part series, and it's all based on some really comprehensive research from Virtualization Options LLC. What we're talking about here are general principles. So please remember, this isn't legal advice. You should always work with your own legal counsel on this stuff. Okay, with that out of the way, let's go.
I want to start by asking a really simple but powerful question. Think about your own software stack right now. Is it a partner that's helping you grow and innovate? Or is it a prison that's holding you back? The line between the two is thinner than you might think.
We've all seen them, right? The glossy sales presentations, the promises of seamless integration and amazing new features. But lurking just beneath the surface of all that marketing material is a hidden trap, a massive business risk that has caught so many organizations completely by surprise.
And here's how it happens. When we're evaluating new software, our focus tends to be on the here and now. You know, the cool new features, the price tag, how quickly we can get it up and running. We're so laser-focused on the short-term wins that we completely miss the long-term trap being set, vendor lock-in.
So what exactly is this trap? What are we really talking about when we say vendor lock-in? Let's break down what it is and, more importantly, how it actually works.
Okay, so here's the formal definition. Vendor lock-in is what happens when the cost, the complexity, or just the sheer risk of switching to another vendor becomes so incredibly high that you're basically stuck. And here's the kicker. You're stuck even when better, cheaper, more innovative options are out there. You've lost your freedom to choose.
Now, I know that can sound a little bit abstract, so let's bring this down to earth with a simple, everyday analogy that makes this whole concept crystal clear.
Just think about those coffee pod machines, right? Your office gets a fantastic deal on a super fancy coffee maker. That's your initial software deal. But there's a catch. It only works with special pods from that one company. That's the proprietary tech. In the beginning, no problem. But then the price of the pod starts to creep up and up and up. Those are your rising subscription fees. And now, switching to a different coffee brand means you have to throw out the machine and buy a whole new system for the entire office. The switching cost is just too high, and you're locked in.
And that is the heart of the issue. The entire relationship changes. What started out as a friendly partnership to get good coffee becomes a mandatory dependency. You have absolutely no bargaining power left because the vendor knows you're not going anywhere. Okay, so overpaying for coffee is one thing, right? It's annoying. But when this exact same dynamic plays out with your company's core software, well, the stakes are astronomically higher. Let's talk about why this isn't just a small IT problem. It's a massive risk to your entire organization.
Vendor lock-in attacks three really critical things a healthy business needs. First, it just crushes your flexibility. You can't pivot to meet new business needs or jump on a superior new technology. Second, it blows up your costs. Without any real competition, vendors have a blank check to raise prices. And third, and honestly, this might be the most dangerous one, it stifles innovation. Your technology roadmap is no longer your own. You're just following the vendor's priorities.
And those big strategic problems, they cause very real, very painful operational headaches. We're talking about forced upgrades that disrupt everything on their timeline, not yours. We're talking about sudden price hikes that completely shatter your budget. Your IT team loses its autonomy. Your best technical minds go from being architects of your future to just being order takers for the vendor.
This quote from the research really just nails it. The biggest danger here isn't about money. It's strategic. When you're locked in, the vendor controls your technology evolution. They're the ones in the driver's seat of your company's future, not you.
And let's be perfectly clear. This loss of strategic control, it's not just some IT issue. For any organization in a competitive market, it's an existential risk. Think about it. If your competitors can adapt and evolve and you can't, you lose. It really is that simple.
So if the stakes are that high, how does this actually happen? Well, it's not just about some tricky clause in a contract. The roots of vendor lock-in are fundamentally technical. It's built right into the architecture of the software itself.
This visual here, it really shows you what I mean. This isn't just about a legal document. Lock-in is a complex technical foundation, engineered from the ground up, with dependencies and barriers that are just as powerful, if not more powerful, than any contract.
And this is a point I really want you to take away. These technical roadblocks can make switching vendors so expensive and so risky that it becomes practically impossible. It doesn't matter what your contract says. The technology itself can hold you hostage, completely overriding any legal agreement you have.
Generally, this technical lock-in is built on three main pillars. First, you've got proprietary data formats. Basically, your data is stored in a way that only their software can understand. Second, custom APIs. This means all your other systems have to connect and talk to the software in a very specific, non-standard way. And third, infrastructure dependencies. This is when the software is deeply tied into the vendor's unique way of doing things, their own special ecosystem.
Now, here's the really clever and scary part. These pillars don't stand alone. They're designed to work together, to intertwine, creating multiple layers of barriers. So getting out isn't like picking a single lock. It's more like trying to break out of a series of interconnected bank vaults, where solving one puzzle just makes the next one even harder.
So we've just begun to scratch the surface here. We now know what vendor lock-in is and why it's such a massive business risk. In our next module, we're going to dig into that first technical pillar, the data one, and we're going to ask a very important question. How do vendors use your own data as a tool to trap you? I'll see you then.